How does a low-margin steel company quietly transform into a high-profit precision engineering powerhouse? And why is the market still not fully pricing it in? Let's decode Goodluck India's FY26 story.
The executive summary reveals a structurally strong shift as the company aggressively moves away from low-margin, commoditized generic steel into high-margin precision engineering. This strategic evolution has successfully unlocked double-digit operating margins for the business. The core financial highlights show a total income for fiscal year 2026 reaching 4,120 crores, while operating EBITDA margins hit 11.10%. The analyst stance on this stock is constructive, noting massive operational momentum building up in defense exports and solar structures, despite persistent global shipping headwinds.
Looking closely at the top-line revenue performance chart, we see stable growth being achieved amidst severe global macroeconomic headwinds. The full-year comparison shows that total income grew by 4.13% year-over-year, rising from 3,957.21 crores in fiscal year 2025 to 4,120.52 crores in fiscal year 2026. In contrast, the fourth quarter comparison shows a slight year-over-year drop of 1.46%, moving from 1,104.62 crores down to 1,088.46 crores. However, a strong consecutive quarter-over-quarter growth momentum of 4.95% successfully offset this drop, as stable domestic demand acted as a crucial cushion against falling global steel realizations. Where the corporate turnaround story gets truly exciting is the operational margin expansion. The quarterly EBITDA margin climbed to 11.10%, representing a massive expansion of 274 basis points. Total quarterly EBITDA came in at 121.84 crores, marking an impressive growth rate of 30.94% year-over-year. This proves that structural operating leverage is finally being unlocked as the company optimizes its underlying cost structures. This operational efficiency flowed directly down to the bottom line, showing massive margin relief across the board. The company's profit after tax margin reached 5.11%, expanding by 135 basis points. Total quarterly profit after tax grew by 33.89% year-over-year to hit 56.10 crores. Consequently, reported quarterly earnings per share climbed by 37.77% to 18.20, heavily supported by a 9.18% drop in the cost of goods sold. The primary catalyst driving this structural moat is a permanent shift in the manufacturing product mix. A visual breakdown of manufacturing capabilities shows that high-margin divisions now dominate, with value-added engineering making up 57% of the mix, compared to 43% for generic steel. Pivoting away from commoditized steel significantly insulates the company's daily operations from cyclical global price crashes. Management is keeping its core focus firmly on precision auto tubes, solar structures, and aerospace and defense components. The defense vertical has emerged as the company's ultimate wildcard growth engine. In fiscal year 2026, the defense sector generated 46 crores in revenue, with an initial localized spike in operating EBITDA margins of approximately 63%, driven by the successful shipment of their first overseas export order of 155mm heavy caliber shells. As a reality check, management expects this margin to structurally normalize to a highly lucrative 30 to 35% over time. Looking forward, they have proposed a massive 400 crore capital expenditure plan to radically expand production capacity to 4 million shells per annum.
At the same time, the company is rapidly scaling up its other core engineering verticals. In the solar structures segment, sales volumes accelerated by 33% year-over-year in the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2026. This growth is driven by capturing massive domestic demand from India's aggressive green energy grid expansions. Meanwhile, The precision hydraulic tube segment saw its new 50,000 metric tons per annum plant hit a 50% capacity utilization rate in fiscal year 2026, which is projected to reach 65 to 70% in fiscal year 2027 to target heavy import substitution demand.
Evaluating the balance sheet reveals how the company is scaling up its operations with leverage. Total assets currently stand at 3,046 crores against a net worth of 1,491 crores. Total debt has risen to 1,119.45 crores, which breaks down into approximately 200 crores of long-term term debt and a substantial 800 crores in short-term working capital. While the debt-to-equity ratio has crept up from 0.67 to 0.75, this leverage remains within comfortable threshold limits, since the short-term borrowing spike was driven directly by temporary inventory storage needs. A closer look at the cash flow dynamics confirms that the company is in a heavy, capital-intensive investment phase. Operating cash flow brought in a positive 200.24 crores, but capital expenditures required a heavy outflow of 347.63 crores, resulting in a negative free cash flow of 147.39 crores. From an analyst view, negative free cash flow is a feature, not a bug during an aggressive growth phase. Furthermore, a strong cash conversion ratio of 1.10 times operating cash flow over net profit proves exceptionally high earnings quality, as cash is deliberately being deployed into high-return defense and tube plant expansions.
When it comes to valuation and shareholder returns, the market numbers tell an interesting story. The company currently commands a total market capitalization of 4,487.20 crores. Based on a full-year fiscal year 2026 earnings per share of 56.07, the stock trades at a trailing price-to-earnings ratio of approximately 24.5 times. This represents a reasonable market multiple, given the 34% net profit growth and the structural transition to a high-margin model. To reward investors, the board has recommended a final dividend of 150%, translating to 3 rupees per share.
However, a balanced investment thesis requires evaluating the bear case and key operational red flags. The primary concern is a major inventory buildup, which spiked 36% to 228 crores, far outstripping current sales growth due to severe shipping gridlocks in West Asia. This has triggered a temporary working capital squeeze, expanding short-term debt to 800 crores to fund trapped inventory. Furthermore, there is execution risk tied to the 400 crore defense expansion, which requires flawless execution, tight regulatory approvals, and long-term global offtake stability. Ultimately, the final verdict comes down to execution. The upward margin trajectory is very real, proving that the 11.10% EBITDA margin from value-added engineering is working beautifully. While temporary spikes in working capital debt must normalize as global shipping gridlocks clear, the early high-margin defense exports offer a true game-changing opportunity for future multiple re-rating. This completely justifies the negative free cash flow in favor of high-return capacity building.
What do you think? Is this strategic business pivot into high-margin defense engineering enough to justify an even higher price-to-earnings multiple for the stock? Or are you concerned about the short-term inventory buildup? Drop your thoughts and analysis in the comments below.
And if you found this Good Luck India earnings deep dive helpful, don't forget to like, save, and share this video. Follow and subscribe to ZinvestZ for more smart investing insights. Thanks for tuning in.